listened some theory part.
Okay, theory part is covered, no? So I can directly start with Python then.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. A very good afternoon to all the participants. So as sir has already told that some part of your theoretical portion of AI and ML is already done. So I'll be taking 3 consecutive sessions for you on hands-on of Python, and we'll be doing machine learning algorithms on Python. Believing that the people are from different backgrounds, so I would be starting with the very basics of Python, and then gradually we'll proceed towards the 3 main libraries of Python, namely NumPy, sklearn, and pandas. And then we would like to do some algorithms of machine learning algorithms on Python using all the 3 libraries, probably on second, third days, third and the fourth days of the FDP. So first of all, I would all request you to do whatever I am doing on the hands-on along with me. You can go to the Google. I'll share my screen now.
You can create in a local.
Sir, I would request you to please mute your mic if it is possible. Thank you so much. Yeah. So the foremost thing that you have to do is just go on Google and write Google Colab. Python is a very beautiful language, and it's a very easy language, I would say. The people who are not even from computer science background would appreciate that Python is really very easy, and those who have not even who have never done any programming language also would be able to do that. And it's quite simple and easy. Python is an object-oriented language, so it has all the properties of the object-oriented programming. We can have inheritance and functions and methods and classes and objects, as we do have in C++ and Java. C is not a object-oriented language. C is a procedural language, and C++ and Java are object-oriented language. So all the properties of object-oriented encapsulation, information hiding, all those exist with Python as well. Yeah. So you just write Google Colab and probably you will reach this screen. I will be continuously checking the chat box. So at any point of time, if you have any problems or any difficulties, just let me know. You come to the screen and click on New Notebook. So then, and Google Colab is a cloud which is given by Google, on which you can actually code your machine learning programs directly. The thing is, machine learning is always applied on those data sets which are quite huge, which are in GBs. Because if the amount of data is less, then there is no point in applying machine learning. So machine learning is always applied on huge data, and generally the systems which we have don't have so much of RAM or so much of hard disk. So Google has come up with a platform like Colab, on which you can store your data and then apply the machine learning algorithms onto them. Because whenever you are applying the algorithm, you need to have the complete data in the RAM, and the RAM should be of the order of at least 8 GB and above, which is generally not there in our desktops and laptops, even if it is, and mostly they're of old configurations. So this gives us the flexibility. Google Colab gives us the flexibility to have our programs run directly on the internet. So the only thing required is the internet. In this case, you do need not install any softwares for Python. You don't have to do anything in that case. You only need an internet connection for it. Yes, internet connection is required because you are running your code on the cloud directly. So once you reach this screen, please let me know. You write Google Colab, give your credentials, Gmail credentials, and you would reach this screen. Please let me know once you are here. Okay, great. This is the code block in which you can write your codes. And this is a play button which is used to run the cell. So Python, as I told you, it's a very, very simple language. The data structures in Python is also very simple. We have list, tuples, and dictionaries, and as the data structures with Python. And the second important thing is the data types. We have integers, strings, floats, and boolean, as we have in most of the languages. These are the four types of data types that are there. And we don't have to mention or define a variable with a data type. It automatically takes the data type of equivalent to a value which is stored there. I'll show you how. Like if I say I is equal to 10 and I want to print the type of I, print is directly a command which is used to output. So if I do this and I also want to print the value of I, so if I do this, it will tell me that it is an integer. At the first instance, when we are executing it for the first time, it will take some time because it has to go to the cloud and then come back. Execution is done on the cloud directly. So it says it is an integer, if you see this. And if I say 10.455, it will say it is a float. See, it is a float. So as and when you change the values, the data type is automatically changed. And if I write this, it will become a string. And finally, if I say true, it will become a boolean, like this. So depending upon the value that you are assigning to the variable, accordingly that variable is becoming of that type. Okay. Any programming language consists of some of the main things, which are a conditional statement, a loop statement, and functions, apart from the data structures. The link is this. You simply write Google Colab and you will come to this link, research.google.com. You just search Google Colab on your Google. All these files are stored in your drive. It would be stored like, see, this is my Google account, and all this would be stored into my drive. So I can change the name of the file from here, and I can write it like, suppose I want to write IIITS Sri City like this. So I can change the name of the file from here. If the data type is clear, please let me know if you are able to do it till here. Yeah, you should click on new notebook, or you can go to the welcome to Colab also, and there also you can find a code block. Then, as I told you, any language should have a conditional statement, a loop statement, and functions. A conditional statement is simple. If suppose I say I is equal to 20, if I is less than 10, or I say I is greater than 10, and we give a colon. Colon means I'm going to start a code block. Okay, so Python doesn't support any brackets or something. Brackets are not required. You just have to give a colon. So colon signifies that you are going to start a new code block. As soon as you write colon, so you will see there would be an indentation. This is an indentation which is there. As soon as you give a colon, you will get an indentation which signifies that a new code block is starting. And else is simple else, which we do have in the rest of the languages as well. And again, I'll give a colon saying that a new code block is starting. And again, I'll give a statement. So whatever is printed inside, the complete code block would be printed. Or I can say FDP. Can anybody tell me what would be the output of this code block? What will be the output of this code block? We run it with the help of this play button, run cell. Shabir Basha sir is asking, please discuss some data types such that they can be used for storing categorical and other types of values. I didn't get you. You were talking about the data structures, I suppose. The list, tuples, and dictionaries, is it? Data types are only integers, floats, strings, and Boolean. So we have integers as numbers, floats as decimal numbers, and strings and characters correspond to the same thing, and Boolean is true and false. Exactly. Both the statements would be printed. And in the term, ma'am, it's absolutely correct. Both the statements would be printed. So it will print both I is greater than 10 and triple IIT. So that is what I was trying to tell you. Whatever you write inside this indentation would be printed, because that would be treated as one block. If this would have been separate, then this will not be printed. Like suppose, let me make this as separate. So FDP would be printed, but this will not be printed because it is the true statement. So now it would be all the three statements. Everything will also be printed because this is not inside the else block now. I have removed the indentation, so it is not inside. Okay. This is a simple conditional statement. I hope everybody has got through this. Then we talk about a loop. The most generally used, the most general used loop is, if you see here, the RAM and the disk. If you see 12 GB of RAM is available for you for running the machine learning codes, and some 100 GB of hard disk is available to you, which is quite a big amount. Maybe you can get a good hard disk, but RAM of 12 GB is used for running these such types of machine learning algorithms, and Google Colab gives you that flexibility. For loop is the most widely used loop in most of the languages in C, C++, and Java, and it's used in Python as well. It's had a simple syntax of for I in range 10. So suppose if I write this, it actually means the I varies from 0 to 9, because I have not given you any initial number. So by default, it would be 0. It starts from 0 and it will run till 10, excluding 10. Range means natural numbers. Okay, for I in range 10, print I. So it will print the values from 0 to 9. Some internet problem. Are you able to do it? Were you able to do? I think I got disconnected. Okay. Probably I have returned back. Yes, 0 to 9. Yeah, there is some problem. I don't know. I think collab has gone down or something. Is everyone getting this error? I'm not sure. This has been done for the first time, I suppose. That collab has gone down. It is working? Okay. That is why I was worried, because it never happens. Okay, what I can do is, something is wrong with my internet connection, or something is wrong. We can do it directly onto our own systems also. So I have Python installed. I have Anaconda also installed onto my system, so I can do it through Jupyter Notebook as well. Since this is only a simple, we are just executing Python, it can be done on our own systems as well. There is another way of doing it like this. So I can go and have a new Python 3 file. And then I can run the Python commands here also. So I was just trying to print the for I in range 10, print I. So I can execute this and I'll get 0 to 9. So since it is on my own computer, it will be very fast and it will be straight away. But when we are trying to execute the machine learning codes, then we can use Colab as well, or in fact we would be using Colab. Okay. Then if I want to change the initial value, I don't want it to be 0. So I can give that value as 1, 11. And then I can say print I. So this would be printing from 1 to 10. 11 would be executed. One to 10, 11 would be executed. Okay. Now I can also take a value from the user as well. For I can use the command input. I is equal to input. Please enter a number. From this, I can take the value from the user, and I can go ahead and print that number like this. So if I say 3, so 3 would be printed. But the problem is, suppose if I want to say num is equal to num multiplied by 2, it will give me an error. Num is equal to num into 2. So what it has done, it has multiplied it by 2, considering it to be a string. Let me show you this. So it gives you an error saying that it is an integer and it cannot be added, because whenever you are taking a value from the user, it has to be a number. So whenever you are taking a value from the user, it is in a string format. It is always in a string format. When you are taking the value, it is in the string format. I'm just enlarging the screen so that you can see it carefully. Num is equal to input. So whenever you are using the input command to take a number from the user, it will be always in the string format. So you have to convert it into integer, and then only you can use it. And I can very well go ahead and use the typecasting like this. And then I can say num is equal to num plus 2, and then I can print num. This all can be done. So if I say 33, 2 is added to it and I get an answer as 35. I can also say what is the type of num. It will say it is an integer because I have converted into an integer. But before the conversion, if suppose here I will say what is the type, it will say it is a string. Okay? Here it says a string, and when I have typecasted it, it will say it is an integer. So I can combine all these steps and simply say num is equal to int input. Please enter a number directly. And then I can go ahead and print num. And I can also go ahead and print type of num. Okay. You need not install Jupyter if you are able to do it on Colab. But if you want to do it onto your own system, then you can go ahead and install Jupyter. Or you can install Anaconda. Anaconda is an IDE, which stands for Integrated Development Environment, which gives you the complete environment in which you can code. It has Anaconda, it has it has R also, on which you can do the programming on R. So it gives you the complete platform or complete module on which you can do the coding in Python also and in R also. But if Colab is working fine with you, need not install Jupyter. In my case, it was giving some error with the internet connectivity, so I've switched on to Jupyter. Jasmine ma'am, is your question resolved? Is everybody able to do it till here? So now you can write a program to take a number from the user and print its table. Take a couple of minutes to try it out on your own. Yeah, Meenakshi ma'am, that is what I mentioned. That is, if you are taking a number from the user, it is always in the string format. So you have to typecast it to integer to be used. That is what I showed here. You will get an error if you don't typecast it. I have typecasted it. That is why it is now giving me an integer. Meenakshi ma'am. So you have to write typecast it. Yeah. So it's a simple program that I have told you to do. I'll say term is equal to int input. Now, since I have typecasted it, so whatever number I have is in integer format. And then I will print its table for I in range 1 to 11. Print what is the number? Num, comma, multiplied by I, comma, so it will print the table. Sorry. It prints the table of 22. Or I can take another number from the user like this and print the table of 67. Okay. So we have done the conditional statement, we have done the loops. The third thing that we need to study is functions. Functions are fairly simple in Python. Functions, as you all know, consists of, again, I can rename this also as I renamed it there. And functions, as we have functions in other languages, there is a declaration, definition, and call. Similarly, in this case also, we can go ahead and define a function with the keyword as def, then the name of the function, and the parameters are to be defined inside the brackets. As I have already mentioned that Python doesn't need int, float, etc. to be written, because it takes the type of the data equal to the value that you are storing into the data. So you need not mention the type here. You can simply say num like this. If suppose I'm trying to print I'm writing a function to print the number, that's it. So I can go ahead and execute this. I run this means, and then I can call the function by this. 30 would be printed, or I could have done this into 2. So it will print the value multiplied by 2. Okay. Is everybody doing along with me? I'm giving you a question. Write a program to take a number from the user. Also take a choice. If choice is 1, print its table. If choice is 2, print its value multiplied by 10, else print wrong choice. We have done these in separate modules. We have done a function to print the table. We have written a code to print its multiplied by 10. Now, can you combine everything and write one function? Write one program with 2 different functions. Print its table through a function. So you will have 2 functions. 2 functions. One to print the table, and other to print multiplied by 10. Take a couple of minutes to do it. Are you people trying it out? Good. So let me do it for you. And you also do along with me. So what is the first thing it says? Take a number from the user. So simply I'll say num is equal to IIT input. Please enter a number. Simple. This is done. What is the second thing? It says take the choice from the user. So I'll say choice int input. Please enter the choice. Then I have to check whether the choice is 1 or 2. So if choice is equal to 1, this is the way how we say is equal to. And we need to call a function to print the table. Fun num. Okay. Else if is written as elif, as we do have in other languages also. Else if choice is equal to 2, we call another function. Say let us call it as fun1, like this. And else I have to print, let's do it like this, else print wrong choice. Yes. And what are we supposed to do now? We have to write two functions. One function to print the table and the other function to print the multiple of 10. So let's make it as 10 and make this as fun1. So this will solve our problem. And second function I have to write, in which I want to have fun num and I want to print its table. So let's copy this. Like this. This is fine. So we can execute this function and execute this function also. Now, though these two functions are there in the memory of the compiler. So if I execute this complete code, it has fun and fun1 both. Now, this is the beauty of Python. I didn't have fun1. So what I did was I added one code block over here and I was able to get this function definition also. So that is why Python doesn't deal with declarations. It directly deals with definitions. I can have it in a code block, so there is no problem if I insert a code block and then write the definition of the function. Now I can execute this program. I have written the number. I entered the choice 1, so it prints the table. In number, I say 2. It gives me the value multiplied by 10. And I give a number. If the choice is not 1 or 2, it will say wrong choice. So my program is working absolutely fine. I'm copy pasting the code also here. Jasmine, ma'am, why did it? Yeah, absolutely correct, Jasmine, ma'am. Meenakshi, ma'am, where is your program? Meenakshi, ma'am, it should first ask for the choice. If the choice is 1, it should print the table. Else, it should print multiplied by 2, like that. Oh, Jasmine, ma'am, sorry. you are just printing the string as table. I said print the table, the number table. The table of the number. 2 ka table, 3 ka table, ऐसे. Not a problem, Jasmine, ma'am. Okay. Have you got the question now? And are you able to do it? I said you have to have two functions. One function will print the table and the other function will print it multiplied by 10. So that is being done. And if it is a wrong choice, it will say it is a wrong choice if it is not 1 or 2. All done. I can see only 2 or 3 people actually doing with me. Jasmine ma'am, Meenakshi ma'am. Many people said yes. Kanu Parthi ma'am, Naveen sir, Vani ma'am, Anand Sharma sir, all said yes, but I don't see their answers. Srinivas Rao sir. So should I wait for some time? Good, good, Dhruga Devi ma'am. Should I wait for some time so that you come up with this stage and then I will start with lists? Sure, I'll wait for some time. Let me know if you are getting any doubts or questions. If you are unable to do it, please let me know. I have started from the beginning, from the very basic, so that even the people who are doing it for the first time don't face any problem. And don't worry, till the third day we would be able to run a machine language code also. Yeah, today I am feeling that, Srinivas sir, that it is not working well. If you have time, a little bit of 10 minutes, then you can download PyTorch. You can download PyTorch also or Jupyter also, whichever you feel like. Download a Python IDE. Any Python IDE would work. There is another one, it says Python 3.8. That also you can download. Python, just write on Google, download Python 3.8. Let me show it to you. Download Python. See, from here also you can download Python, or you can download Jupyter. So this is also going to work. Okay. Yeah, PyCharm is also fine. PyTorch is also there. You can go for PyTorch, PyCharm, Python, Jupyter, anyone. But of course, yes, if you are going for execution of machine learning programs, then we would prefer Colab, because RAM gives a lot of issues if the database is huge. If you are working on simple Excel sheets, then you can do it on your own computer as well. Okay, the next thing that we'll do is lists. There are 3 main collections which are used in Python, which is known as list, tuples, and dictionaries. 4, sorry, sets also, and sets. So there are 4 things that are used in Python. So let's first of all talk about list. So list is equal to, this is the way how we define a list, and it can have of different types. The data type, matlab it can have variable data types. I can store integers, I can store floats like this, I can store strings, and I can also store booleans like this. And I can simply say print L like this. So it will print all the values. It is somewhat like an array, The only difference lies is it can store of different data types. An array can store the values of the same data type only. As we have done arrays of C, C++, and Java. In all the three cases, the arrays can store values of the same data type. But lists can store values of different data types. But indexing will remain the same as we do have in arrays. I can print the values by using these square brackets. And if I say 0, it will print the first element. What is that? 3. If I want to print the fifth element, so it will start from 0. The indexing will start from 0. The 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.6 would be printed like this. If I want to print Puja, I'll say 6 and Puja would be printed like this. If suppose I want to print both these values, Puja and IIIT, I can give indexing, or I can give a series. So I can simply say 6 to 7. It will print both. Sorry, 6 to 7, where 7 is excluded. So I'll say 6 to 8. So 6 and 7 both would be printed. It will start from 6. What is 6? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will start from 6 and go till 8, 7 and 8, excluding 8. So true will not be printed, but IIIT would be printed. If I want to print true also, I'll simply say 9. True would also be printed. If suppose I don't know how many elements are there in this, so I can also write print L and give -1. So this means I want to print the last element. -1 says I want to print the last element. So true is printed. If I say -2, it will print the second last element. Got it? Can anybody tell me how to print the last 3 elements? Try it out and give me the answer of printing the last 3 elements. I want these 3 elements. Can anybody tell me how to print the last 3 elements? I have not received any answer as of now. Print L1 -3 is true. Very good. Basha sir, I think you already know Python earlier also. Is it? Shabbir Basha sir? Yes. You belong to Sri City itself? Yes. Have you people tried? So how can I print the last 3 elements? I'll simply say L -3 is 2. This means from -3 up till the last. So it will print the last 3 values. If I say -2 up till the last, it will print IIIT and true. I can also say, starting from the first, I want the values till 2. So what it will print? 0 and 1. What are 0 and 1? 3 and 4 would be printed. like this. So it will print all the values. And why I'm stressing on this, because this is being used in all the collections. The same structure, the same set of indexing is used in list, tuples, dictionaries, sets, and also in NumPy. So please see it very, very carefully, because then NumPy would also be easy for you to understand, because such types of indexing is used in NumPy as well. So this should be absolutely clear. Colon means, the first part of the colon means from where you are starting, and the second part of the colon means where you are ending. So it means 0, 1, 2 is excluded. This means I'm starting from -2 till all the values. This. And if I say only -2, it will print the second last value. Okay? Any doubts, any questions still here? If anyone is not able to do it, let me know, please. So what are the properties of list? Lists are ordered, varied type. You can have different data types, and it is an ordered list. Of list is I can change the value. Suppose I say L of 0 is equal to, now I want it to be Rahul. Earlier L of 0 was 0 of 3. L of 0 was 3. If you see, this was the first element, but now I say it should be Rahul. And if I execute this and then I say print L, it will print Rahul as the first element. So this shows that lists are mutable. What is the meaning of mutable? You can change the values. So you can change the values of lists. And the second thing is you can have ordered list. And also the third point is the duplicates are allowed. If I say L of 1 is also equal to Rahul, that is valid. Again, I print L. So this is valid. I can have duplicates. So it allows duplicates. It is an ordered list and it has of different types. In fact, when I say different types, all the collections, lists, tuples, dictionaries, and sets, all 4 can have different types. So I need not say it again and again. They all can contain different types. But the most important thing is whether it is mutable or not, whether they are ordered or not, and whether duplicates are allowed or not. There are 3 things which makes all these 4 different. So list says it duplicates are allowed, it is ordered, and it is mutable. The other part is tuples. Tuples are done with the help of round brackets, and it can also contains the same set of values. Suppose if I want to have this only, I can go ahead and do it. So this is allowed. And I say print T. So now, and if I want to print the type of T, what is type of T? It say it is a tuple. It say it is a tuple. So in this case also it is very clear. Tuple is also an ordered set with duplicates are allowed. If I want to print a particular index, I can go ahead and print that. What is T of 1? Rahul. And I can also have slicing. When slicing means I want to start from the beginning till the 4th element. That is possible. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all the 4 elements from the starting are printed. I can also print the last 3 elements like this. So this all is there. But how is it different from lists? The only difference lies is I cannot change the values. If suppose I want to this, it will give me an error. Tuple object does not support item assignment. I cannot change the values. Once a tuple is defined, I cannot change the elements. This is how tuples are different from lists. I cannot change the elements. Any questions? I'm not getting any questions on the chat box. Please write it onto the chat box if you face any problem. Hands-on sessions are never one-sided. If a hands-on session is one-sided, there is no point in having an hands-on session. Hands-on session means that if you have any doubts or questions, it can be cleared there and then. Understood? Great, Ajit Singh sir. So this makes tuple different from list, that it is non-mutable. You cannot change the values. Update is not, append is there. Like suppose I can do the append, L dot append. I want to add a value to this like this or something computer. And then I say print L. So that is valid. See, computer is appended. But the same thing if I want to do it with tuples, if I say t dot append computer, let's see what it says. It gives you an error. So the append, update, these commands which are valid in lists are not valid in tuples, because tuple does not allow you to change the tuple later on. Okay, so tuples do not allow any modifications into the tuple. What whatever the tuple has been created, it will remain the same. You cannot make any modification. Hello?
Similarly for this one, this dou q by dou y is going to be -4 times 1.
Hello.
If I am right, I have to get this
Madam, we cannot see the screen basically.
Hello?
Screen
Yes?
is visible, but I think it is static. Is this the case with all other people? Yeah.
No, I was not sharing the screen
No,
at that time.
this
Now
was
can you
not
see?
visible for us. Now I think we can see. Now we can see.
Can you see it now? I was not showing it actually. I was just trying others also to try
No,
it
you
out.
are explaining, but the screen was static that time.
Oh, acha. So maybe there was some network connectivity issues
Yes.
then.
Now it is fine, madam. Please continue.
Now it is fine? Okay. Meenakshi ma'am, what are you asking? What do you want to define? Meenakshi ma'am, what do you want to define? You simply write L is equal to and the list would be created. Or you say T is equal to and the tuple would be created. Typecasting is allowed. Like suppose I have taken a tuple as T. I can very well go and say like this. So I will convert a tuple to a list and now I can do the modifications. So if you want to do any modifications in the tuple, convert it into a list, do the modifications and then again convert it into a tuple. So like this, now I can say L1 of, what was the tuple? True. At the last, it was printed as true. I don't want it. So I'll simply say -1 to be computer. Computer is already there, so I'll say just com. Okay. And now again, I convert it to a tuple. So T is equal to tuple L1, and then I can print T. Let's see if it works. Yes, it does work. Isn't it? We tried adding and appending it, but it was not giving us an option. So what we can do is we can first convert a list to a tuple, do the modifications, and then again convert it into a tuple. So again, we can check what is the type of T. It will say it is a tuple because I have again typecasted it. Good. So you can make a list to a tuple to a list at any point of time. If you feel that now I have done all the modifications, I don't want any accidental changes, I convert it into a tuple. Ma'am, have you defined Meenakshi, ma'am? I think you have not defined a tuple. You first have to write L is equal to some values. L is equal to, you need to define the values like this, and then you can access a particular element. Done? Okay. The next is a dictionary. Dictionary, as we have a normal dictionaries, Hindi to English, English to Hindi, in the same way we have dictionaries. So it will have a key value pair. There would be a key and a corresponding value to that key. So if I say D is equal to, and I'll define a dictionary. I'll say name, and I give the value to that name like this. Then I say gender, and I give a value to that key. Similarly, I can say city, and I give the value to that city like this. And then I can go ahead and print the. There are two things that we can print. I can print the values. I can also print the keys, and I can also print the items. There are three functions which are used. Values prints only Puja, female, and Nagpur. Keys print name, gender, and city, and items print all. So let's see. Dictionary items are this. Oh, if I don't write print, so it will print only the last value. So I printed only the items. So I'll have to write the print statement so that it prints the values, then the keys, and then the items. So what are the values? These are the values, these are the keys, and this is all items. If I want to print the particular element, I can go ahead and print like this. Why it is giving me an error? Because I can print the value for a particular key like this. But it is not an ordered set. So that is why it gave me an error. If I write this, it will give me an error because it doesn't identify what is one. It is not an ordered set. Tuples and dictionaries were ordered, but this is not ordered, and you cannot have duplicates. But it is mutable. I can change the values. Earlier it was Puja, and now I have made it as Rahul. I can do this. It is mutable. I'm just copy pasting the code here so that you people can also try it out once. Okay, Jasmine ma'am, I'll go and tell you how to execute, not a problem. If you go to Jupyter, it will come to here. Download. Okay. So Install the Jupyter Lab, install the notebook. I'm just looking for the download. It's only the installation. Yeah. So from this, you can download the Jupyter Notebook. And then you can double click. I think I have the executable file. If I have it, then probably I'll share it with you all. Just give me 2 minutes. If I have the executable file, I'll share it with you. Yeah, I have the executable file for Python. What is the process of sharing a file? Yeah, sharing a file. I know it in WebEx, but Shabir sir, do you have any idea how to share a file?
Madam, can you email that file to us so that we can share with the participants?
Okay, so I'm doing it right away. Give me your email ID, Shabir sir.
Yeah, I'm just starting.
Okay, it's asking me to put it onto the Google Drive. It is asking me to put it on the Google Drive and then do it because it is greater than 25 MB. Let me try it.
So up to what point you were listening?
You can install it through the through internet. Also, I'm sending the executable file also to you. But definitely, it is going to take some time. But it is because it is asking me to download it on, upload it onto the drive, and then only you can use it. This is for the first time. I think the collab is giving you some problems, but generally, collab doesn't create such problems.
Power path is done. So that was one is this. Now if you come to here this place, straightforward color.
It's getting attached. It is actually 25.5 MB.
Here.
Madam, I think we can share the link directly.
Now
That is also valid. You can choose any of the links. There are many ways in which you can download Python.
Yeah.
now how is that without being here? What is
Madam, Jasmine, madam, can you try this link?
Yeah, that is what I showed. Yes, plus link.
rho F by rho X.
Anyways, I'm sending the mail also, so it is taking a little bit of time. It's almost done. Yes.
Now, if I say that
Shabir sir, I have sent you the link.
Yeah, madam. I will forward that to all the participants, madam.
Yeah. So I have given the rights to edit also, so that everybody can download it from there. And it's a Python link, so you can directly execute that code. If you want, you can download Jupyter also from the same link which I showed you, this one, Plux link. By this, you can download the executable file. It is 21.11 MB.
Yeah, it is same link, madam.
Yeah.
rho F by rho P. Okay. What we want here is that
Let me try it out collab also, because it never happened that it is creating like a lot of problems today.
rho F by P.
Okay, it has started working this also.
Rho F by
This also has started working now. You can use collab as well.
rho X by
So we were talking about, can all the participants please mute their mics? Yeah, collab is working now. So you can simply write dictionary, D is equal to the one which I said, and you can have your own dictionary. We can execute it in collab as well. It all depends upon the internet connectivity speed that you have. See, it's working. Dictionaries, tuples, and list. List is mutable, ordered, and duplicates are allowed. Tuples is ordered, non-mutable, and duplicates are allowed. Dictionaries, not ordered, duplicates are not allowed, and it has a key value pairs. It's absolutely different from list, tuples, and sets. And what are sets? Sets have, I can store the values like this, and it is unordered, and duplicates are not allowed. And the second is, I can write it like this. So now I say print type of S. It says it is a set. Now if I want to append Kanpur in this, it gives me an, sorry, append doesn't work. If here I say Kanpur, and then again I print the type of S, print S. So duplicates are not allowed. In the sense, you can define the duplicates, it will not give you an error, but actually it is not going to store it. So many a times you want to have a list. Suppose there was a list like this. This was my list. So let me first take it as a list. L is equal to this. It has duplicates, isn't it? And if suppose I want to remove the duplicates, let me have one more duplicate here in this. I append this with comp. And then I print L. So it will have 2 comp and 2 Rahul. It has duplicates. I want to remove the duplicates. So there are two things. I can first of all run a loop and then remove the duplicates, or the simplest way is I can typecast it to a set. S1 is equal to set L. Then as soon as I typecast it to a set, the duplicates are removed. If you print S1, the duplicates are removed. See, isn't it? The duplicates are removed. And now you can very well convert it into a list again. L is equal to list S1. And if you print L, the duplicates are removed. The simplest way of removing the duplicates. And why I am saying this? Because in the case of machine learning, when you are using pandas, you are converting the complete data set into a Excel sheet, suppose. Suppose you have an Excel sheet and you convert it into a data set, a data frame. And data frame, you can imagine it has rows and columns. And suppose a column has a lot of duplicates and you want to remove those duplicates. So this is a way of doing it. You can assign one column as a set and the duplicates are automatically removed. Okay? So set is unordered, mutable, and non-mutable, and you can't have duplicates into this. Clear? So now you get a clear difference between lists, tuples, dictionaries, and sets. Yeah, Shabir sir, order is modified because it will take from the last ones, not the first ones. What happens is it goes on to a value. I'll show you how. What happened was it went on to a value, Rahul 5, 6. So it will take the first occurrence of that. So it will, the order is removed. It will first take the integers and then the strings. Clear? The order is changed because it is unordered. Set is unordered. So it doesn't matter whether it is on the second position or a third position or a fourth position. Set is an unordered set. Lists are ordered, tuples are ordered, but sets and dictionaries are unordered. There is no fixed order for it. Clear? I'm giving you a couple of minutes to go through it. Try all the list, tuples, dictionaries, and sets, and let me know if you face any problems at any point of time. All the participants, all the 44 participants, Anandita ma'am, Antony sir, Anu ma'am, Archana ma'am, Meenakshi ma'am, Bhavna ma'am, I really want all of you to do at least try all these ones. Vani ma'am, list, tuples, and dictionaries, and sets. I hope everybody has received the exe file of Python. So you can execute that and start running the codes. Yes, Shabir sir?
You have shared Python exe file, not Jupyter.
No, not Jupyter, Python. Jupyter is very large.
No, I think it is 21.
21, yeah, 21.1. Yes. The one which I have is actually a little bigger one.
Okay. Yeah, then I will share that.
I share this also. I think I'll share this also. I'll download it and share it to you.
No, this is fine, madam. I think they can download through this link. We have shared the link already.
Okay. Jasmine ma'am, you couldn't extract from the link, matlab?
Maybe the download is not. Maybe the download is incomplete.
Maybe my WinRAR is expired or something like that.
The link has expired.
No, WinRAR or something like that. WinRAR is expired, but I could extract, but I couldn't.
This is due to that WinRAR problem.
Maybe.
Problem with the
I
archive.
don't know. Yeah.
But it is not an archived file.
No,
I
It's a
don't
simple
know.
application.
It is extracted. I'll tell you, I'll got three folders.
For
No,
Achha, you were able to execute it, no?
No, this is a zip folder. So it is a zip file.
No, it is an executable file which I downloaded onto the.
I'm talking
In
about
its
that
zip file, I
Jupyter
got
link.
3 subfolders called cat.
For this one, the incoming weights are second. For this one, the
Please check and update Shabir sir afterwards. Don't
No, madam. The link is working for me. I think the problem is with your WinRAR version. So I can able to download that zip file and and can able to extract the exe file.
Yeah, even I expect the same. Jasmine, ma'am, I think you are able to download the file, but when you are trying to execute it, it is giving you an error. When you are saying the cat folder is there, no? You should have something like
I
this.
extracted it. Oh.
You should have something. Let me show you the Python. This, I think it's on D folder. Like if you execute this, it should be like this. It should be Python 3.8 32-bit. It should open like
No,
this.
madam, I didn't get like. Yeah, this is that Jupyter, this one notebook.
Jupyter Notebook is you will get it like this. Jupyter Notebook will open in this Google Chrome or Internet Explorer, anything. Jupyter will open on an Internet Explorer. It will take this internet thing, but this will execute it separately.
Yeah, I should check it out now. I don't know why it's not happened. I'll check it out.
Okay. Anyone else is having any problem, or were you able to execute the codes today till list, tuples, and dictionaries? Because from tomorrow onwards, we'll start with NumPy, Pandas. Okay, great, Neela ma'am. Tomorrow we'll do the NumPy, Pandas, and sklearn. So there would be some data sets that I would be using. I'll be sending the file, Shabir sir, to you today itself.
Okay.
The data sets that I would be using tomorrow.
Okay, fine. I'll
I
forward
will
these
be
files
using
to
2
WhatsApp.
files. Yeah, I would using the data sets and for pandas and sklearn, and I would share if you can download PyTorch, PyLab, Anaconda, whatever you feel like, and be ready with the Python IDE tomorrow. Same time, 2:30. Any doubts? Any questions? I hope you were able to do it on the first day, and you are not afraid of Python. It's a very, very easy language. As I said, even for those who are doing the programming for the first time from different backgrounds, from mechanical, electrical, civil, would be able to grasp this language. It is very, very easy. The syntax is fairly simple. You don't have semicolons. You don't have brackets. There is no point in saying integers, floats, because in C you get a lot of errors. If you have taken a integer variable and you want to assign a string constant to it or a character constant to it, the program starts behaving absurdly. The Python solves that problem, and for Python, the data types are not of a much problem, which makes this language really very simple and easy. In fact, I would say that Python should not be taught to the computer science engineers in their first year or the second year, because if Python is taught, then they will not be able to appreciate C, C++, or Java. They will feel that these 3 languages are very tough and they're not so good, in fact. But every language has its own pros and cons. C language is the only language which is being used at the hardware level in most of the companies. Still most of the companies who are going for hardware programming and for hardware level coding, you go for C. Java has such a huge set of libraries which Python can never compete. So all have different pros and cons. C++ has different sets of functionalities. Operator overloading is not available with any of the languages. Virtual functions are not available. It's by default in Java, but still operator overloading is not there in any of the languages. So C++ is also different. So every language is different. And in our days, we used to study BASIC, COBOL, Pascal, Fortran. And when we start Python, so this all becomes obsolete. So Python is really very simple for all the branches. And I have started from the beginning, so you don't worry at all. And tomorrow we'll start with the libraries. I just want you to execute just 3 or 4 programs in this. And you will really feel proficient in this. Thank you, Meenakshi ma'am. Shabir sir, I think we are done with the questions, and we can end the session here if there are no further questions.
Yes, madam. I think we can stop the session here. If there are no more questions from the participants.
Yeah. I have also written my email ID here. I have shared the email ID. So if you have any doubts or questions, you can just shoot a mail to me. And thank you so much, all the participants. Thank you for being with me patiently for 1.5 hours. And I would really request you, all of you, to please be tomorrow and day after also. And we would be really be able to execute the machine learning programs on Python.
Madam, I have a question.
Please.
Whether you are going to discuss some word-to-wake concepts, means hands-on session on word-to-wake, this kind of stuff.
Word-to-wake, I have not even, thought of doing it. But yes, Vishwanath sir had asked me to do some NLP part. Okay. So I won't be able to doing, I won't be doing exactly word-to-wake, but I'll be doing NLTK.
Okay. Okay.
Some part of NLTK. I will be doing till machine translation part.
Okay. Thank
you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day ahead. Thank you.
Now one can verify that because it is almost equal to 1. 1, 1, 1 is there. So multiplied by minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. The next here, again we are going to call it as next. Next here is minus 2. And this is multiplied by minus 2. You want to minus. You want to multiply minus 2, you want to minus. And then sigma. Because it is on the negative side.
Hello. Do you have any questions?
Applying the next here, we are going to get like verify that. One as that. For this one, is the next.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. So then I am signing off from this meet.
I think it is clear. Now the forward pass is clear. Right? Given the weight and the input, I can do the forward pass. So now this is
Sir, session is over. Shall we end the meeting?